Today's video is going to be on Summer Wells, who has been missing since June 15th, 2021. She was 5 years old at the time of her disappearance. If you already know the Summer Wells case, welcome back. If you don't know the Summer Wells case, apparently Summer was in her basement and vanished when her mother went to retrieve her. The brothers claim she went in the basement to play with the toys. So naturally, that was the first story. The second story is nobody knows what she was doing. She could have ran outside because she's known to run away and go missing. So let's just get into these cards and see what they have to say about little Miss Summer Wells. So I guess the question would be, did she really wander off? Did Summer Wells really wander away? Was she taken? Did something happen to her on her property? If you've seen the property, it's really not too many things that you could say happened. In my opinion, I personally don't believe this little girl wandered off this property. I strongly believe something happened to her on the property, maybe an accident, and everybody's covering it up because everybody got something on them that they don't want to go down for. Specifically pointing out the alleged SA that's going on in this entire family, period. So let's just keep in mind also everything you see or hear on this video is for entertainment purposes only. And let's jump into the spread. Cut this up. So the first card for me, that's by Archangel. So for me, it just lets me know she's very much protected at the moment, which is also the next card, the protection card in my deck. And then we have this jealousy. I'm not sure if her mother was jealous of her, if her brothers were jealous of her, if neighbors were jealous of her. Let's just be clear, there was jealousy in Summer's life. So now let's go for the messages up top. And also what I want to say is, like, no matter what happened to Summer, this jealousy was here. So 9 times out of 10, she could have very well been neglected when whatever was happening to her was happening. So therefore, of course, no one would know anything. If we all have issues with this little girl who brings so much light to us, who's going to really say they did something to her? The next card is talking. So now we got something going on about talking about protection. Apparently, if this was going on, there was no one protecting Summer, or she wouldn't be missing, period. And then we have a burden. So obviously, who's ever talking about this protection issue or basically watching Summer, it's a burden for them. Over here in the things that are unheard of yet, or we have yet to see, there is evidence somewhere, and apparently somebody's talking about it. Now we have the father, violence, and the brother. So what I'm seeing now over here in this area, we have this burden in the father and talking. Is he worried about his son talking about what happened? this situation over here, these things that are not heard of yet or seen yet. This is in the secret position. Okay, so whatever they're talking about over here, this is what they're talking about. And it's definitely a burden on the father because they're talking about Summer. Was her brother supposed to be watching her in this moment? And something violent happened to her? Because maybe he was too busy playing his games. Now, I'm not putting blame on children. We're just going to say, if you go through any of Summer's videos, there's a lot of the brothers having to watch her. It's like it's their job to watch her while Candace and Don allegedly parties it up. So let's get some clarity into the situation for little Miss Summer Wells. So now we have a witness. Let me see the color. We have this witness. We have this sadness. And we have this home. So like I said from the beginning, I strongly believe whatever took place with this little girl took place at her home. There's definitely jealousy in the home. Whoever witnessed what happened to Summer is feeling this sadness. And it's looking like it could be her brother, because first you have the talking. And remember, on All Our Spreads, we switch these positions. So when you switch these positions, you have talking about being sad, about who probably was supposed to be protecting Summer or watching Summer. And then you have the brother at the end. Could he have been the witness who seen what happened at home to Summer? And this is causing him sadness because he feels like he should have been protecting her. So now let's get clarity into the messages up top. Let me straighten this up. I can't stand when my cards look messy. So now we have some talk about traveling. And this could all be between father and son. Then we have this toxic situation going on here, which falls also under the burden. We have somebody trying to clean up the evidence. We have someone being bullied. And we have the violence in the past. And then we have the male. So let's break this down. We have the toxic and the bullied. Somewhere, somehow, somebody was doing something they shouldn't have been doing, and it's very much illegal. And someone was bullied into some things. Is it possible that somebody has some type of dirt on Don where they could bully him into lying about what happened to Summer? Or they're just going to blow like his whole shit up if he says anything? For instance, maybe they're in the position to bring other SA charges against Don, or maybe he's done some things that we just don't know. And this person might have power, this male might have power to take him like completely down where he'll never be free again. So Don just went along with this cover-up story to try to make everything go away. Then we have the cleaning and the past. So we already know throughout this whole case, somebody's been doing a whole lot of footwork, because If they weren't, I believe this little girl would have been found by now. I do not believe she was attacked by any kind of animals, no matter how many different kind of animals her mom tried to throw up in her interviews. I don't think that little girl was attacked by no animals. We would have found something by now. Let's make it make sense when we're talking about it. Here we have this male over here. So it's either someone bullied Don to cover up this story because they got some dirt on him, or Don bullied his son to help along with the cover up of what really happened to Summer. However you look at this whole situation, whatever happened to Summer Wells happened at Summer's house. Her brother feels like he could have protected her more. He's feeling like he failed at this job. He failed at this job that he was supposed to be doing. Don probably bullied him into not saying anything about it because obviously there's a whole lot of cleanup going on. And we know Don not talking. And if anyone goes back to all of the interviews, there's only one son Don has on the interview with him. And it just creeps me out when I see him on that interview with his son. The way he's holding him, everything is just, it just creeps me out. So, my opinion, and you guys can put your opinions in the comment boxes below, but in my opinion, I don't think Don necessarily killed his daughter. I think there was some type of accident and it got out of control where they couldn't do anything to help her, so they decided to cover it up on the strength of, no matter what, if they would have taken this girl to the hospital, I strongly believe there would have been proof of abuse, there would have been proof of SA, and all other kind of things that this family probably, I'm not going to say probably, all kind of things that this family don't want nobody to know. Because the whole thing is there's been so much found out since this case started with me for the whole case. We're looking at a bunch of crooks, and crooks ain't going to tell on crooks. That's just the way they are. They're their own clique in a whole nother area. If you're not that way, you'll never understand it. So this is my spread for Summer Wells. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.